Hi guys! Today's topic is about international marketing. What we will learn today is not totally different from what you have learned in Principle of Marketing. We will cover the well-known concept of 4 P's: product, promotion, place and price, but in the international context. There are 5 learning objectives in this topic, and I hope that by the end of this topic, you should be able to first, describe the factors to consider in developing international product strategies. Second, outline the international promotional strategies and methods available to firms. Third, explain the factors to consider when designing international distribution strategies. Fourth, describe the 2 main international pricing strategy and factors to consider. And last, discuss the issues and challenges involved in international marketing. Before we start with the first learning objective, let us have a quick comparison between domestic versus international marketing. Domestic marketing only focuses on consumer in a single market and country. Therefore, it involves a small arena. However, international marketing involves consumer in multiple markets and countries. Therefore, cover a bigger arena. A company can deal easily with specific needs in own domestic market because it is their own market and they are familiar with the market. However, the company will be exposed to more complex needs in an international market. Domestic marketing consists on low risk or stake in comparison to international marketing. Associated risks involved between domestic and international marketing are due to the level of exposure on country differences. Therefore, it entails whether the company is familiar with the markets or not. Now, we will start with the first P under 4 P's, which is product. The product is either a tangible good or an intangible service that is seen to meet a specific customer need or demand. When a company decides to go international, managers have many options when it comes to either standardizing or adapting their product. Before we proceed further, let's see what is standardization and adaptation. Standardization refers to firm effort to make marketing program elements uniform, with a view of targeting entire regions of countries or even the global marketplace with a similar product or service. Whereas, adaptation refers to firm effort to modify elements of the international marketing program to accommodate specific customer requirements in a particular market or country. So, how do we know which one to choose? First of all, standardization is suitable and appropriate when there are similar market segments exist across countries. That is, consumers across countries have a similar view on the product, hence seeking similar features that should have in a product. In addition, products that have universal specification such as mobile phone, refrigerator, laptop, PC desktop, so on and so forth are commonly standardized. For the advantages of standardization, cost reduction is the main advantage because there is no modifications are required. Thus, the same products can be produced in a large numbers to be sold at one to many countries. By producing the same product without any modifications, companies can improve their planning and control. Thus, decision making is easier and less conflicts in agreements as decisions are made for standardized product. Furthermore, Same products that will be sold around the world also portray a consistent image to all consumers. Regardless whereabout the consumer, they will have the same product, which allowed the companies to build a global brand and image. Now, adaptation. Adaptation is suitable when there are obvious or significant national preferences, in which the company has to modify their product to suit the target market taste and preferences. Next is law and regulation of the host countries, which require companies to adapt their product. For example, Muslim countries such as Malaysia require fast food restaurants to have a halal certification. So, all McDonald's outlets in Malaysia are halal certified because of the large number of Muslim population and also Islam being the official religion in the country. Differences in living standard and economic condition also cause company to adapt their product. Firms have to adjust the pricing and complexity of their products in order to accommodate differing income levels worldwide. For example, because income level varies substantially around the world, firms attempt to adjust both the pricing and the complexity of their product offering for individual markets. Microsoft has lowered the price of its software for Thailand, Malaysia, and Indonesia to bring it in line with the local purchasing power, whereas Dell sells inexpensive, simplified version of its computer in developing economies and country. In light of the aforementioned rationale, there are four primary advantages of adapting an international marketing program to the local market. First, it meets the needs of local customer more precisely. Second, it creates unique appeal for the product. Third, company able to comply with the local or national government regulation. Hence, will be less barriers and obstacles to the company. And last, company achieve greater success in combating local and global competitors because we address the specific needs of customer more precisely. Here are two examples to show you how cultural differences and government regulation influence a company decisions to adapt their product. Picture on the left shows that McDonald's has successfully localized its menu according to the specific dietary requirements, tastes, and preferences of different countries. For example, McDonald's have green tea sundae or McFlurry in Japan, macaroni and noodle soup in Hong Kong, whereas non-beef menu in Indian McDonald's outlet due to a large number of Hindus in the country which do not consume any cow-based product, and many more examples. Picture on the right shows that company want to export chocolate to the EU market has to follow the product content regulation which stated the cocoa percentage. Different percentage of cocoa means different things. Only chocolate with 100% cocoa are allowed to use the term or label, whereas non-pure chocolate should be labeled something like chocolate with milk and non-cocoa vegetable fats. Anyway, adaptation not only works for food-based products or services, it is also very important for other types of product. For example, the entertainment industry. When the Simpsons cartoon series was broadcast in Saudi Arabia, it was substantially adapted for language and local Islamic sensibilities. The show was renamed as Al Shamsun. Homer Simpson's name was changed to Omar, and Bart Simpson becomes Bart. The program aims to win coveted young viewers, who constitute much of the Arab world. In addition to translating the show into Arabic, producer had to address the way the Simpsons' daughter and mother dress. Producer removed references to practices forbidden by the Quran and considered potentially offensive, such as consuming pork and beer. They changed Homer Simpson Duff beer to soda, hot dogs to Egyptian beef sausage, and donut to the popular Arab cookies called kak. Now is the second P, which is promotion. So, what is promotion? What is the main idea behind promotion? There are many definitions such as promotion is a marketing strategy used to inform or persuade target customer. It's an effort by a company to reach and to target customer or to raise a customer interest and influence a purchase. All these definitions basically emphasize on the communication activities conducted by a company to its target customer. That is, the company wants to make its product and services to be aware and known by the target customers and subsequently influence them to make their purchase. And the communication effort are commonly will be done in a combination of several promotional tools, which is known as promotion mix. So, promotion mix refers to the efforts by a company to reach distribution channels and to target customer through communication, such as personal selling, advertising, public relation, and direct marketing. There are two general promotional strategies that companies can use to get their marketing message across to buyers. Companies can rely completely on just one of these strategies or use them in combination. A push strategy is a promotional strategy designed to pressure distribution channel members in order to carry a product and promote it to final user. Simply said, the producer taking the products to the consumer or customer through retailers and wholesalers. By contrast, a promotional strategy designed to create buyer demand that will encourage distribution channel members to stock a company product is called a pull strategy. That is, the producer will create demand directly from the consumer or customer, or in other words, getting the customer to come to you. Hence, it makes the retailers and wholesalers want to sell the producer product because the consumer and customer show a high demand on those products. Whether the push or pull strategy is most appropriate in a given marketing environment depends on several factors, which are distribution system, access to mass media, and types of product. For distribution system, implementing a push strategy can be difficult when distribution channel members such as distributor and retailer wield a great deal of power relative to that of producer. It can also be ineffective when distribution channels are lengthy because product will become costly and will be difficult to control a lengthy distribution. Therefore, it might be easier to use a pull strategy. Next, access to mass media. Developing and emerging markets have fewer forms of mass media, therefore, making it difficult to increase consumer awareness and generate product demand. Many consumers cannot afford cable or satellite television or glossy magazine, so advertiser has to use billboards and radio. Therefore, it might be easier to use a push entry strategy. Next, the last one, type of product. A pull strategy is most appropriate when buyers display a great deal of brand loyalty toward one particular brand name. On the other hand, push strategy tend to be more appropriate for inexpensive consumer goods characterized by buyers who are not brand loyalty. A push strategy is also suited to industrial product because potential buyers usually need to be informed about a product's special features and benefits. International marketing differs a great deal from advertising in domestic markets. Managers must rely on their knowledge of a market in order to decide whether an advertisement is suitable for the company's international promotional effort. Some like products, promotional activities can be standardized or adapted too. When the target host country have a close cultural similarities with the company home countries, it means that advertisement can only be slightly modified. Whereas, if there are huge cultural differences between the host and home countries, then the company has to create an entirely new advertisement. A standardized advertisement can minimize the cost and project consistent image and promotional message across country. Whereas an adapted advertisement mainly due to the requirement of culture and laws in the foreign countries. In general, companies seldom standardize all aspects of their international promotion and would definitely adapt based on differences in cultures and law. Here, I would like to share with you on how creative that Malaysia McDonald's in the advertisement with a local touch. The products or menu in the advertisement are the same as McDonald's in other countries, but it managed to localize the advertisement based on the country iconic landmarks. For example, using two vanilla cone ice cream connected with a fries to represent our well-known Petronas Twin Towers, an ice cream sundae to show Kinabalu Mountain, a catchy meal slogan on the fish burger to represent the state of Kuching. All these are very witty and creative. However, there are some well-known companies that made mistakes in their international promotional strategy, in particular when the companies have to translate their famous slogan or tagline into foreign languages. Let's see some example of it. KFC, their famous slogan, finger licking good, have been translated into we will eat your finger off in the Chinese language when they opened their first restaurant in China in 1987. In 1977, Braniff Airlines advertised the leather seat in their first class with the slogan fly in leather, but translated into Spanish as fly naked. Another one, Pepsi, same like KFC, when entered China, had translated their slogan of Pepsi brings you back to life into Pepsi brings your ancestor back from the grave. Some may be funny or can be just laugh it off, but some may be very insensitive and causes discomfort or disrespect for others. Therefore, it is important to really pay attention on every aspect of international promotion mix in order to ensure that no mistake is made. This is because it might jeopardize the company reputation and brand image internationally. Now, we will be discussing Learning Objective 3, International Distribution Strategies. This covers the place aspect of the 4 P's, that is, place, that has to do with how the product will be distributed to the final customer. So, what is distribution? Distribution refers to planning, implementing, and controlling the physical flow of a product from its point of origin to its point of consumption. That is, product will be moved from the point of origin, which is from the producer, to the point of consumption, which is the consumer. The physical part that a product flow on its way to consumer is called as distribution channel. Company along this channel that work together in delivering product to customer are called channel members or intermediaries. The channel members or intermediaries are such as wholesaler and retailer. Managers have to consider two overriding concerns when establishing channel of distribution, which are: first, the amount of market exposure a product needs, and second, the cost of distributing a product. In promoting the product to greatest number of potential customers, a marketer must determine the degree of exposure needed. So, there are two channels which have different degree of exposure. In intensive channel, a manufacturer or producer grants the right to sell its product to many resellers. An intensive channel buyers with location convenience because many outlets will sell its products. However, it does not create strong barriers to channel entry, nor provide control over reseller decisions such as what competing brands to sell. For example, giant and medium supermarkets typically take an intensive channel approach to distribution, which they are selling various brands of instant noodle such as Maggi, Mami, or Ibumi. In exclusive channel, a manufacturer grants the right to sell its product to one or a limited number of resellers. An exclusive channel gives manufacturers a great deal of control over the sale of their product by wholesalers and retailers. It also helps a manufacturer to constrain distributors from selling competing brands. In this way, an exclusive channel creates a barrier that makes it difficult for outsiders to penetrate the channel. For example, in most countries, new car dealerships reflect exclusive distribution, such as Honda dealership cannot sell Toyotas, Proton dealers cannot sell Mitsubishi, and vice versa. Channel length and cost. Channel length refers to the number of intermediaries between the producer and the buyer. In a zero channel, which is also called direct marketing, producers sell directly to final buyers. A one-level channel places only one intermediary between the producer and the buyer. Two intermediaries make up a two-level channels, and so on and so forth. In general, the greater the number of intermediaries in a channel, the more costly it becomes. Okay, now we have reached the last P, which is price. Price covers the actual amount the end user is expected to pay for a product or service. There are two pricing policies which are worldwide pricing and world pricing that companies can use in international markets. A worldwide pricing policy refers to one selling price for all international markets, whereas a dual pricing policy refers that a product has a different selling price, usually higher in foreign markets than it has in the home market. However, a worldwide pricing policy can be difficult to implement due to several reasons. First, production costs differ from a country to another one, and selling prices may be adjusted to this additional cost. For example, the production cost for Nike in China is lower than the production cost in the United States. Therefore, the selling price will be different due to the differences of production costs in these two locations. Second, producing in one location does not guarantee one selling price in all target markets. This is because the cost of reaching different markets are different. For example, products that are exported from China to Malaysia would be cheaper than the product exported from China to the UK, because the distance between China and Malaysia is closer than the distance between China and the UK. Therefore, the differences in terms of shipping costs will influence on the final pricing of the product, even products are made in the same location and place. Third, a company may decide to lower or raise a selling price to match the purchasing power of a buyers in a target market. That is, a company typically has a higher selling price for customers in developed countries such as the UK, whereas lower price for customers in developing and low-income countries such as Vietnam, Africa, and other. Last, fluctuating currency values also must be taken into account. When the value of the currency in a country where production takes place rises against a target market currency, the product will become more expensive in the target market. Thus far, we have covered all four P's in international context. Now, let's see the issues and challenges involved when companies have to market their product promotion into a foreign country with a set of different cultural, political, and economic environment. Most companies fail in international marketing due to lack of understanding of the significant differences between on-home market with the host market. Even well-established companies which have been doing international business for so long also make mistakes in the international marketing strategies. Here are some examples of it. One of the classic examples is Nike. In 1997, Nike released a basketball sneaker that featured flame-like design which resembled the word Allah when written in Arabic. It angered Muslims because it showed disrespectful, so Muslims boycott against Nike products worldwide. Nike eventually have to recall 38,000 pairs of the shoes. Another example is not on the product itself, but on the promotional aspect. Rihanna is facing a lot of backlash from Muslim Twitter users across the globe due to her recent Savage X Fenty 2020 fashion show. The singer is being accused of disrespecting the values of Islam and Prophet Muhammad SAW due to a song that was used during her fashion show. The song reportedly samples vocal of a hadith being read in Arabic. In 2013, Nike made a mistake again when it designed women's sport gear inspired by traditional Samoan tattoo. This tattoo is reserved for men. Some are unhappy about the use of the design, which are viewed as sacred. In 2015, Pringles made mistake when promoting its product smoked bacon flavored potato chips and associated it with Ramadan Mubarak, which the Muslims do not consume pork-based products. Two well-known products that are Fair and Lovely and Dove also made similar mistake in promoting their product. Both advertisements were accused of being racially insensitive. Beauty should be promoted regardless of sizes, shapes, and colors. Yet the message of both advertisements showed that beauty was only presented by being fair in color and complexion. A good message in terms of beauty should embrace the diversity of culture, belief, and norms. This was shown by a good example of the LORAL Beauty Company, which promote that beauty comes in all shapes and shades, as well as beyond gender and ages. They include both male model, hijabi model, and different type of model as part of their beauty campaign. Therefore, we can see from all these examples that international marketing is not easy, even for well-established companies or brands. It is important to have a think globally but act locally mindset while pursuing the international business. That's all for today. Thank you and see you in the next topic.